Hi everybody, Elizabeth Richards here, your independent sales consultant with Jamberry. I'm making a video to apply wraps. So I've already got a wrap on my pinky and I did gel on my my pointer and my ring finger. And I plan on doing a video on gel in a minute for my thumbs, so just ignore them being not done. And I'm going to show you how to apply the wrap to my middle finger. So I'm going to do one finger for right now, and then join me in my other videos to see me do the gels. So first off, you want to make sure you have all of your supplies on hand. You want to make sure you push your cuticles back. I use a metal cuticle pusher. You can use a purple Jamberry cuticle pusher, or you can use a wooden orange stick. I use the metal one because I have it. I love it. We sell this in our toolkit. A great investment. This thing is worth its weight in gold. I absolutely love it. The toolkit is super cute also. It's got lots more than just this in it, but right now I mostly use this. So push your cuticles back, and you can also use a cuticle remover if you know you have really bad cuticles, or if you don't do it often, or if you've never done it. This is a good thing to use. You can use regular oil for this as well, or cuticle oil. This one is great, smells delicious. I love it. So you can use this one with a cuticle pusher. You put that one on, let it sit for 2 minutes, and then you push your cuticles back. If you don't know how to push your cuticles back, I will set you down and show you real quick. Maybe. There you are. Okay. So to push your cuticles back, let's see a finger I haven't done yet. You just move from the tip of your nail to the skin, and you just push gently. This is not supposed to hurt. It's not supposed to be hard. You just want to push gently so that there is no cuticle on your nail bed. I have already done this step, so I will show you the other things you need to do the wraps. So first you want to clean your nail bed. I'm using a Jamberry nail prep wipe. This one's already open because I did my pinky. So I leave the wipe in the package. You can see it's in there. These smell so delicious. I love these ones. They're from Jamberry. They're called nail prep wipes. If you want some, get a hold of me. I can get you some. So I stick my finger into the bag. You make sure that the nail pad is on the top of your nail, and you just wipe your nail down real good. You want to make sure it's nice and clean, free of debris, oil, anything that might be on your nails. You want to make sure it's nice and clean. If you use the cuticle oil, make sure to wash your hands with like Dawn dish soap before you apply your wraps, because being that they're vinyl, they will not stick. Just like any other stickers, they will not stick to oil or anything on your nail bed. So once you do that, you want to make sure that you have sized your nail wrap. I happen to know that this one fits on my middle finger. So what you want to do in order to size them is you take the sample piece that I either sent you or the wraps that you had bought, and you want to kind of bend it. You don't want to crease in it or anything like that. You just want to bend it so that it will fit around your nail bed. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to try and get nice and close and show you. When you size your wraps, if it will focus. When you size your wraps, you want to make sure that there is a gap on the side. It doesn't have to be that big, but you want to make sure that there's, I'm just trying to show you. You want a gap in between your finger and your cuticle. So the cuticle around the sides and around the back, the whole cuticle, you want to make sure is not touching the wrap. So you want a little bit of a gap in between. And I know a lot of people are scared, like, what if people see that there's this gap on my finger? I'll show you at the end. I swear to you, it's not super noticeable. Nobody but you notices, and they still look super good. You can see my pinky has a gap as well, so you can see it. As you get closer, you can see the sides are not touching my skin. So the next step is you want to make sure you have a blow dryer or our mini heater. Our mini heater is $19 plus tax and shipping, which is not bad. This is an awesome little heater. It's nice and quiet. It doesn't blow super hot. It's got this nice little velvet cover so no little ones can come up and burn their fingers. I mean, if they held it there, it would probably burn them, but they're not going to hold their fingers there because it's hot. But if they just touch it real quick, it's not going to burn them. So this is also super quiet. That's one of the reasons that I like to use it so much, is so that you guys don't sit and listen to my hair dryer being all loud in the background while I'm trying to do these. So the next step is to take your mini scissors and cut your wrap in half. Now, if I haven't said it at this point, I was trying to walk you through everything you needed, but I forgot. You also want to have a nail file on hand, and possibly a purple cuticle pusher if you have one. If not, you can skip the cuticle pusher. This cuticle pusher, once your cuticles are pushed back, don't worry about it. This is just to make the wraps stick down extra good. You don't have to use one. I didn't for the first 4 or 5 times, so not a big deal. But if you have it, it's an extra step to use. And then you want to make sure you have a nail file. So once you have your wrap cut in half, you want to make sure that you don't touch any of the spot that's going to be on your nail. I happen to know that my nails are short enough that I can touch the tip down here and it will not affect the wrap because I'm not touching what's going to be on my nail. So if you touch the back of the wrap where your nail is going to sit, it will not stick as well because, like I said, it won't stick to oils and all that good stuff. So I'm going to turn on my heater and show you how to actually apply the wrap. So the first step is to take the backing off the wrap. Like I said, make sure that you're only touching the very, very tip. You can see I've only got the very tip under my finger there, and I'm just going to pull back on that. So it's only sticking to my fingernail very gently. You know, you can see that. There it is. Barely sticking on there. So I'm not touching the wrap or anything like that. You can see that the back is not touched. And I'm not going to put it in front of the heat yet. What I want to do is I want to take my nail bed and I want to line it up the best I can to the middle of my nail bed. So you want to just try and stick, don't push it down. We're just going to stick it on there gently so that you can see where it goes. Now at this point, because we did not heat it up, say you got yours crooked and you don't like the placement, you can kind of peel it back up and put it back where it needs to because we did not push it down and we did not heat it up. If you heated it up, you wouldn't be able to take it back off and stick it back down and have it last for as long with the results that you want. So mine is a little bit further down than I would like it to be, so I'm just going to move it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to do this in front of the camera. So if I just hold still for a second, there, now I got it where I want it. So once it's where you want it, that's when we're going to heat it up. So get in front of your hair dryer or your mini heater and you just put your finger in front of it for like 5 seconds. You really don't want to hold it there long because you don't want to overheat the wrap. Once you hold it there for about 5 seconds, you want to pull down. So you just kind of grab your finger and pull downward. You want to make sure you pull down only. Don't do the sides, just do the middle and pull down. So once you pull down on the middle, you want to heat the side. And once you heat the side, then you do the same thing. You pull down on just the one side that you focus the heat on. And then you want to do the same thing for the other side. Now once we've pulled down from the middle and both sides, you can heat it again and apply a little bit more pressure to make sure that the wrap is really on there. This is when people use the purple cuticle pusher from Jamberry. You would heat up the wrap and then you just apply pressure around the sides of your nail just to make sure that it's really stuck on there, nice and tight around the edges. You really want to focus on the edges around where your cuticle is, the sides. You really want to make sure that they're pushed down well. These wraps apply with pressure and heat. Those are the two key ingredients to making sure that these wraps stay beautifully on for a long time. So pressure and heat and lots of it. So you can't apply too much pressure. You can apply too much heat, but you can't apply too much pressure. So make sure you really push them on there. Now, another thing I kind of like to do is I like to take the end of it that's left over, that's hanging off, and I kind of just tug on it a little bit, and I pull like away from me and downward. So like I pull this way and this way to make sure it sticks to the tip really good. And I kind of just like pull it into place and bend it and pull it so it's sideways, and make sure that it's really attached to the very tip of my nail. So now at this point you want to wait for it to cool down before you file it. But if you want to move on to, say you're doing all of your nails, if you want to move on to the next one, what you can do is you can take your scissors and just cut the very tip off and just leave a little bit hanging over, so that if it does shrink, it doesn't mess up your tip. Because when vinyl gets warm, it expands, and then when it cools down, it shrinks back down. So if you took all of the end off already and then it shrunk, you would end up with like a spot that's not done at the end. I've never done this, but you could. So now once it is cool, you take your file and you want to go at a downward angle. If you have really short nails, you can go at like a more, I think it's 45-degree angle, they say. So you can kind of go a little bit further this way if you have shorter nails or bite them. If you have long nails, I have long enough nails that they hang off the edge of my finger, so I can just go downward. And what you want to do is you only want to go down. So once you get to this point, do not go up. And you can see how fast it starts to remove on its own. If you make contact with your nail, they start to come off really fast, and you can see it just fell off on its own on my file here. So the tip is completely done. The nail is done. Now at this point, you can be done, or you can add a top coat if you would like to. I like to make sure that my tip is nice and smooth, because otherwise it gets caught in my hair and that drives me crazy. So if that's something that would drive you crazy also, make sure it's nice and smooth at the tip. You can also use a buffer block to make sure it's extra smooth at the tip. I don't usually do that because I don't find the need to. My file seems to get it done pretty good. So that's how you apply your wraps. If you have any questions, comment below. And I will show you how to do gels. Thanks. Bye.